Hello, we live in such difficult times, and I'm going to show you a picture in a minute, which I hope puts all this into perspective. First of all, many thanks to all of you who wrote letters to university bosses. I'm still, by the way, receiving responses, not from the people who I particularly wanted to hear from, but certainly from a good number of people that I wrote to. And what is extraordinary is that universally they're saying that they thought that the algorithm was morally wrong, and the situation that we had got into was wrong and foreseeably wrong. This man here, Gavin Williamson, should have resigned by now. I do not understand why he hasn't, except he does have a history of refusing to resign when the facts are presented that he should take proper responsibility. I find it very disturbing that we have a man like this who doesn't take proper responsibility in our government. I find that extremely disturbing. I find it equally disturbing that these people here, Roger Taylor and Sally Collier, I think, have also not resigned. These are the people who lead Ofqual. Roger Taylor particularly, I think the interview that he gave to Sky and to the BBC and so on was just beneath contempt. I so much object to apologies that are not apologies, but an apology where somebody tries to take the high ground and say, I'm sorry that you are so stupid for not understanding what I was doing, is really, it really scrapes the barrel. Anyway, I said I'd try and put all this into perspective because the problem is ongoing. And if you were studying for a BTEC, you will know that the problem is still ongoing because you haven't got results today. This is deplorable. We've had 5 months or so to know what to do, to work out a solution. And the people, the Gavin Williamsons and the Sally Colliers and the Roger Thingamies, have all known that they have to reach some sort of solution. But they're so obsessed with their love of bureaucracy. Let's get this very clear. Bureaucracy is a bastard word. There are some good words in our dictionary. Bureaucracy is not one of them. Aristocracy is a great word. Aristo from best, kratos from rule, the rule of the best. Democracy, the rule of the people. But bureaucracy comes from two different languages. Kratos, Greek, rule, and bureau, which is French for desk. Rule by a desk, rule by a piece of wood. This is what we're being ruled by. Ruled by a plank. This is absurd. Nobody wants to be ruled by a plank. You know, and that is what people are doing when they're saying they support bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is there as a tool. The plank is our tool to actually do something good. It's not there to rule us. Now, to put all this into perspective, this is a man here called Alexei Navalny, and he is pretty well the spokesperson for the opposition to President Putin. He's run for office a few times. He's been stopped in his tracks on so many times. I think he's actually a good man. I know people who work in the same office block as him, but I haven't met him, sadly. And now he is in a hospital, in a coma, probably having been poisoned with a cup of tea on an aeroplane flight. As I say, this sort of puts things into perspective. When you take on dodgy people, this is the ultimate result. It's very disturbing. Now, I don't believe that we live in a dodgy country. I believe we live in a country where honour and responsibility prevail. So why is this man not gone? Why has Gavin Williamson clung on to office when he's made such a mess of so many people's lives. Please leave your comments. Do subscribe to me. I'll try and leave more cheerful pieces in the next few days. But please, in the meantime, because I know that so many of us are not cheerful at the moment. So many of us are biting our tongue because the things we really want to say are just are just so shocking. You know, and there's so much going on. There's so much of a rise of hatred in our society, and we have to counter that. And probably one way to counter that is not necessarily to identify all of it. One way is to try and project a little warmth. But I would project so much more warmth if I were dealing with this man's successor rather than this man. And I would definitely deal with his successor. I think there's a lot to be changed in education, and there's a lot to be changed in various departments of government. You can't change something if you're constantly looking at looking behind you to see what disasters you are trying to cover up. That's it.